Gibbs, driver of the 13 Mitigator Ford Fusion. I'd like to thank you for listening to Let's Talk Racing.tv.
Jr., driver of the number 5 Kiker Motorsports Camry. Welcome to Let's Talk Racing TV.
With Rockingham Speedway. Thanks for listening to Let's Talk Racing.
I'm Tony Peters, driver of the number 17 Toyota in the NASCAR Camp World Truck Series, and you're listening to Let's Talk Racing.
Hey guys, I'm Daytona 500 winner Trevor Bain, and thank you for watching Let's Talk Racing.
Like to welcome everybody to Let's Talk Racing. Tonight we got Terry O'Connell and Jason Langley heading up the front world here to talk with everybody. We're going to have Chris Laferty, Candace Muzny, and Joe Scarboro calling in a little bit later. Right now we're going to go into a little bit of racing news. Oh, you're up with you guys.
You want me to start or you want to start?
You can get after it. Go ahead.
I got a couple notes here. We had a lovely weekend in Talladega, thanks to Tony Stewart. It was good to see he was all right in that wreck. Matt Kenseth came out the winner. Also, it was good to see Red Horse Racing get a win with Parker Klingerman.
Right, absolutely.
A lot of other things went on in that race that I found interesting, like the mysterious junior caution.
And the Kurt Busch issue.
Yeah, Kurt Busch issues. I still don't understand why Furniture Row is going with him, but
right.
You know, it's something you want to leave in the couch. You know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Also, Brad Keselowski's still leading the points.
I know. And I think that's going to wear thin on some people too this coming weekend.
Well, Charlotte's going to home track. Everybody's got to step up their game.
Right
there in everybody's backyard.
Yeah. I know. But it's going to be fun. Charlotte is always the intensity level goes up at Charlotte.
Yeah.
I think everybody, to me, it sounds like everybody gets all fired up about Talladega being a game changer, but really I kind of see Charlotte as a game changer.
Right.
Because it is kind of virtually halfway through the chase.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, the big one can happen at Charlotte just like it can happen at Talladega. And if you're off at Charlotte from a chassis standpoint,
you're done.
You're done.
Right. Yeah.
Talladega, the draft, you can pick up the draft and do the thing. So I think the engineering issue comes into play at Charlotte.
Right.
So we'll see. It'll be interesting.
What was your thoughts on Talladega?
Well, you know what? It's very exciting. Talladega and Daytona, the super speedways are very exciting to watch. It is a formula that the fans have got accustomed to, the tight pack racing, and NASCAR worked really, really hard to get that formula back into play. But it is a little crazy.
All right.
And it is very expensive to do that.
Do you believe what Junior said about being bloodthirsty fans was?
To some degree, I do. I do agree with him to some degree. I think fans in general, this day and time, are all a little bloodthirsty. We're all that have that reality show, violence, push the limit, drama. If there's our society today, if there's any downtime, we're going to flip the channel.
All right.
So that's kind of he's right on one level, but how do you make that transition to just being clean, hard racing and go for it at the end like they used to?
Right.
Well, I think those days are over. You know. How do you feel about that?
That's one thing I do agree with Junior.
Right. I totally do. Right.
It's yes, it is a dangerous sport, but I believe we should. I mean, they should open up the front ends of the cars, let them get away from that pack racing.
Right.
That pack racing is going to, it's going
to get somebody hurt really, really bad.
Really bad.
Yeah, I grew up with Lake Speed.
Right.
And I was around Lake and Darrell all in the 80s and the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that Lake and Darrell and then Bobby Helen and the Parsons and everybody would sit around and brainstorm
Right.
About this whole super speedway thing. And even on the intermediate tracks where all the aerodynamics became to be such a dominant player.
Mm-hmm.
They were getting the cars lower, the front ends were lower, they were more scooped over.
Mm-hmm.
And Lake always used to say, let's go back to where we were in 85, 86
Right.
from a frontal area,
Mm-hmm.
get the cars front ends up off the ground, and all of a sudden it's a game changer.
Oh yeah.
But I think NASCAR's got themselves boxed into this formula, and they wouldn't even entertain that issue at that point in time. But there's ways to fix it. There
Right.
really
Keep the
is.
restricted plates on.
Absolutely. Do not take those things off.
No.
But the accident was really obviously the green white checkered set that up.
Right.
The intensity level was going to go up no matter what, but it's just going to happen. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was bound to happen either lap 1 or lap 187.
Sure.
So,
The problem that you have, and what I don't think the fans really understand, is that even though you're going 190, 200 miles per hour there, at Talladega, at Daytona, but more dominantly in Talladega,
Lot
you
wider.
don't feel like you're going that fast. So the brave factor goes way up. And they all are driving the cars with aero, messing around them and doing stuff, but they still don't feel like they're going really, really fast.
right.
So that's the reason they get themselves in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, when somebody gets a little sideways, and all of a sudden it's 200 mile per hour pack just stacking up at that point. So.
Like Tony Stewart said, he apologized for it. It was his fault, and because Michael Waltrip had a head of steam.
He did.
I was rooting for
I
Michael.
was too. I was like, go, Mikey.
Casey Mears had a good run this
Right.
past weekend.
Right.
Let's see here. Kurt Busch. Let me go back to him. I mean, when a safety worker comes to your car,
I know.
he's got his bag on your car. Why don't you just get out?
Yeah, I think it was just a moment. I think the frustration that Kurt was feeling from running out of fuel, he was irritated about that because he shouldn't have. And I don't think he was irritated about the crash. I think he was more irritated about running out of fuel more than anything. And I think the season had been frustrating. Last year had been a fiasco to a certain degree. 90% of it self-induced on so many levels. However, I saw Dale Earnhardt do the same thing at the Daytona 500, and everybody thought it was cool.
Yeah.
So
you're talking about 97?
yeah, this one he got upside down over there. Him and Davey Allison, all that stuff. Him and Gordon.
Right.
But at the very end of the 500, however, it's a whole different set of circumstances.
Yeah.
Earnhardt was a bad boy, but he was a good old boy, bad boy.
Right.
Kurt Busch is not a good old boy, bad boy.
Right.
He's a Las Vegas bad boy.
Well, that's what I was going to say, but I like Las Vegas.
I know. But I think it has to do with just NASCAR didn't seem to find it more of a problem past just parking him.
Right.
I think the news media wanted to build a great story out and pile on top of him. He shouldn't have done it.
Mm-hmm.
But so what? I think it's one of those things. It's don't do it again. You shouldn't have done it because people get caught up in the passion of the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I do. You do.
Oh yeah.
Especially when you've been in a big accident. Your adrenaline level is way up. You think you can drive it back, so that's what you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't have done it.
Shouldn't have done it. What else did you talk
But
about?
I never thought that NASCAR. They were talking about on the hub yesterday, day before yesterday, that they thought that NASCAR would penalize him, and they were kind of going on and on and on about, oh my God, Kurt, what's he going to do? Da, 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 da. I personally never thought NASCAR was going to do one thing about it. They already did it. They parked him for the rest of the race.
Well, that's
It's
a
done.
simple protocol.
It's
Something
done.
Yeah.
Right. He didn't shoot anybody.
No, he didn't do that.
He probably wanted to.
Oh.
So anyway, blah blah blah. So how do you feel about Matt Kenseth winning the race?
Matt Kenseth, I'm glad he's still competitive.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and he's moving on to Joe Gibbs next year.
Sure.
I've heard a lot of talk at work and other places that they said, oh, they're giving Matt Kenseth junk now. They're giving him this, that, and the other.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
I don't believe it either. He's still
Yeah.
a great driver.
Oh, well, yeah. Matt is he's in the top 5
Mm-hmm.
from a talent standpoint. But yeah, I was just a little worried if they weren't going to put the effort into it that they should.
Mm-hmm.
I think Roush has been known to do that from time to time when somebody seems to be leaving the program. But you know, let's talk about Roger Penske.
What do you want to know?
How do you feel? How do you feel about Roger Penske's opportunity, and how do you think that will be played as a milestone in the sport if they win the championship?
It'd be finally good job, Roger Penske.
Right.
Finally gets one. Make me think now. I've been thinking all day.
Right.
It'd be a big accomplishment for that
Sure.
organization.
Absolutely.
And also same year Dodge is leaving the sport.
Right. Right.
I know he's looking forward to 2013
Right.
like anybody else.
Right.
Starting with new cars.
Yeah, a whole new program,
Mm-hmm.
different engineering.
Different manufacturer. A lot of them, he's got some learning curves. Even though he ran Fords back in
Sure.
the 2000s,
Sure.
but be a good thing to see.
Right. I do too. I think Roger Penske's been such an iconic figure in motorsports, all forms of motorsports, and he really does have even though he's a rich guy and all that kind of stuff, he does have a common sense approach to the sport.
Right.
He's always looking out for what's going to advance the
He's a very
sport.
smart individual.
He's a smart puppy. He really is. But it'd be interesting to see, and I think Brad would be a great champion. I think he'd be
Humble.
and appreciative, but he also be cool about it too.
Yeah.
Can I have a cool attitude?
He won't be.
Right. I know. It's kind of cool. So anyway, it'd be interesting to see. It's a long way to go, though.
Right. We still got 5 more to go, starting with Charlotte this weekend.
All it takes is one bad race.
Oh yeah.
One bad race, and then you have 5 other drivers right back in it. It's going to come down to that. So.
Well, right now you got Jimmy Johnson 14 back and Denny Hamlin 23 back. So
Right.
that's
one
bad night, and
right.
you're back down to 3rd.
If Brad crashes, blows an engine, or just gets off on engineering at Charlotte and runs 23rd, and Jimmy Johnson runs 4th, guess what?
Yeah, we got a new leader.
Right. And also, guess what? The other 4, 5 behind make up all that room too.
Well, 10th right now is 49 back, so.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Right. How far back? Let's see. Back to 6th, which would be Gordon. Tony Stewart and Gordon are a point apart. Absolutely.
Yeah. Be a whole new ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's going to take Brad having a bad week, because if he doesn't have a bad week, he'll run them out by the end of the year. So, cool beans.
Let's see here. You got anything exciting happening?
Just working on sponsorship for next season and putting together a Daytona 24 Hours of Daytona team together, and just working on getting that funded and being really, really busy and stressful. Sponsors, proposals. You know, I've been staring at a computer for 2 weeks just trying to get.
How's your eyes?
They're not so good right now. But that's it. Just trying to get everything. Get my stock car program, my sprint car program, and the sports car deal funded, and stay sane in the meantime. But that's it. So we have Chris
Laferty. Here, I'll give you all
Calling
some
in?
training. Push the phone light that flashes.
Well, I'm new to
push
this
the
outfit.
Speaker,
Cool.
And here we go. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Couldn't be better.
Got Jason Langley and Terry O'Connell in here with me. We're all going to be giving you some good fun time questions.
Nice. Hey, Jason. Hey, Terry. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
It's great. How you doing, babe?
You know what? If I was any better, it'd be illegal.
That's it. Don't get pulled over.
We won't tell anybody.
Well, you know what? I don't ever have problems getting pulled over. I was talking to a rear-end gear guy from G-Force the other day about a gear. I said, hey, man, I'm going to have to call you back. I just got stopped by Concord PD. They wanted to see what my driver's license looks like. So they know me pretty good.
Oh, that's great. You got to know people. It's important.
That's right.
So what you got going on? What's cooking for you?
Man, I tell you what, I got so much brewing in the pot, and I don't even know where to begin, but I'm going to begin anyways.
All right.
Lay it on us.
Tomorrow, I'm getting ready to announce. So you're getting it before. You're like getting the pre-announcement. My television show, Chris Laferty's Motorsports TV, has been picked up for season 2, and we're going to the Pursuit channel in January of 2013. Pretty excited about that.
That's awesome.
All right.
Yay.
The racing side of it, you know what? It's been a little rough this year. You know, I've been doing a little running for Jennifer Joe Cobb Racing this year and enjoying that. Great group of people. Been doing a little racing for Mittler Brothers Motorsports. And my luck has not been as good. In fact, out in Vegas, you know what? My luck ran out, and did a little head-along with the outside retaining wall to test the safer barrier, and guess what? Safer barrier works great.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, we were watching that event. We were a little worried about you, but we saw you jump out of that thing, and so we knew you were okay, other than just your feelings hurt.
Yeah, I tell you what, you know, it's kind of weird because, you know, as quick as you jump out of those things, it's more adrenaline that's got you going than anything. You know, I've always been pretty tough. I got an older brother who used to pound the crap out of me, so, you know, I've always been able to take a good beating. And then, of course, that night, a little liquid medication to help with the aches and pains.
I hear ya.
You know, but it does take a toll on you. I mean, when I got back into town, it was a few days of wow, I didn't know I had that muscle. And but you know, all good. You know, you can't break what's already broken. And you know, Randy LaJoy told me one time. He says, you know, when we hit the wall, we don't know if we're getting smarter or dumber because we've already started off pretty bad off.
I hear you. Absolutely, absolutely. So what's up next for your racing? What you got cooking?
Well, I tell you what, I'm getting a couple of my trucks together. You know, after the whole Las Vegas thing, you know, I thought that was going to be a really good deal, which it was. I mean, Mike Mittler and that group are great people. I love them to death. You know, I think of them as family. But destroyed one of their trucks, so I'm getting a couple of my trucks ready. I think, I'm crossing my fingers, I'm about 99% sure I'm going to hit Martinsville pretty hard and then go out to Texas to redeem myself on the old mile and a half. And so, you know, it's this sport, you just got to stay after it and, you know, just make sure that, you know, you're there, you're relevant, and you're not getting off-balls put on you. And so that's what's next for me is going to try and hit a couple hard before the year's end, and then once it's up, then we're full bore into filming of season 2 of my television show. And you know what? Life is good. I got zero complaints.
Absolutely.
Now, is your show stored on the internet somewhere?
No, you know what? This year we were picked up by Fox Sports Network National, and so we were on the national deal. You know, 70 million households strong. Not that we had 70 million watching our show, but no, I mean it was a national deal, and now you know season 1 is in the books, and it's still airing in little spotty regional deals, but you know this season 2 will again be a nationally syndicated program.
Cool beans. Hey, Chris, just for our listeners who are not familiar with what the format of your show, just give us a little bit of what the show's about, how you put it together, just kind of the whole brainchild of what you got going on with that thing.
Yeah, I tell you what, you know, the title of the show is Chris Laferty's Motorsports TV, and you know the official website is LaffertyTV.com. You know, because I may not be able to explain it well, but it's been dubbed an info comedy, which basically means it's informative, but we do it in an entertaining way that doesn't put people to sleep. And I tell you what, you know, as I was talking to the people with Fox, you know, because they're the first network to pick it up, they said, look, we we like the way you are on camera. Let's do a show that's in a magazine-style format where we teach people about the ins and outs of racing. And I said, look, I'll do it, but I got to make it fun. It's got to be entertaining. And they basically give me the rope to hang myself with.
Right. Right.
It was great. You know, one of our episodes went up to Richard Childress Race Museum and hung out with old Chocolate Myers to give us a little tour. And, you know, I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it. Old let me drive number 3 Chevy Monte Carlos. That was pretty neat. Another episode, we were down at Talladega talking restrictor plates and restrictor plate racing with Bobby and Bill Gearhart of the ARCA series.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of the other episodes are shot right in my race shop where we talk about things from safety equipment to engine components to rear end gears and everything in the middle. And I'll tell you, one of my big sponsors, Super Steel Construction Products, they said, you know what, our favorite part of your show, and I was getting all excited until he told me that there's a little segment in my show that my 13-year-old daughter hosts, and it's called Hannah's Corner, and it's a little lighter, you know, for women and kids and people that just may not have a grip on racing, but don't want to shy away from it. And they said, you know what, she is just so darn cute and knows what she's talking about. And it kind of took the wind out of my sails a little bit. But I thought, you know what, if Billy Ray Cyrus can do it, so can I.
That's right. You can do the achy breaky on the Chris Laferty show. Absolutely. I love that. That's a great thing. You know, everybody likes a little bit of a lighthearted approach from time to time, and I know you do that so well. But we just want to make sure the fans and the viewers who watch us here knew what you had going on so they can tune in and check you out.
Yeah, I tell you, you know, the easiest thing to do, because all this information, it comes so fast, it changes so often. You know, if they go, I mean, definitely I want them to go check out our racing website, but more importantly, if they go to LaffertyTV.com, it'll keep them up to speed on all of our television stuff, and there's a link there that'll take them to the racing side if they just need to get that little racing fix. But you know, we got some really cool things in the works, and you know, it's as if what's going on is not cool enough. There's even more that's happening that you know, we should be able to talk about soon.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey, Chris, this is Jason. For people who don't really know who you are, can you give us a little bio or background of your racing career?
Yeah, my racing career is 3 words. Worked my ass off.
That's right.
And you can bleep that out if you need to. But
No. That's a
It's all live anyway. It's already gone out. You know, we don't even worry about us. You got to remember, it's on internet. It's not regular TV yet.
Right.
So FCC doesn't say anything yet.
If you want to say it again, you can do it.
so I can say stuff like ass and shit and stuff like that. And
Absolutely. We say it every day, believe me.
That's awesome. Well, I tell you what, the thing about my racing career is, you know, I got to a late start. You know, I wasn't born into the sport. I didn't have rich parents. You know, I hear racers say, you know, they always say, well, you know, I wish I had a newer race car. Well, hell, I wish I had a race car. You know, I was to go to school with shoes that didn't have holes in them.
Right.
So got a late start, and actually when I moved to North Carolina, and I may have told you guys this one time before, but I moved here, I was broke and homeless, and I was living in my moving truck in Mooresville in a Lowe's home improvement parking lot. Lowe's, if you're listening, I could use little bucks for a little plug there. But anyways, you know, this is a story I tell. This is the God's honest truth. I had a pistol in my left pocket, I had some cash in my right pocket, and that was all I needed to start out my life out here. I couldn't buy my way out of a problem. I was going to shoot my way out of a problem.
Right.
I worked my butt off to make it in this business. I started out as an engine builder in NASCAR and in racing, and done well for myself. And made the transition, put the helmet back on, and ironically, I was fielding a truck in the Truck Series long before I had driven in the Truck Series, which is kind of backwards, but that's the only way I knew how to do it. And so my racing career So, I love NASCAR. I love the NASCAR Truck Series. This is the people there are so great, so easy to get along with. Honest, and it just feels like family.
Absolutely. It's that's a very admirable way to come up, because you did stick to it. You didn't give up. You showed perseverance, and now look at you. You're on the way on up. So that's a great story. Absolutely, good for you.
I tell you what, one of those things. I told somebody, and this is I'm usually joking, but the serious comment was, for years and years and years, I had a million reasons to give up, and only one reason to keep going, and that one reason was my heart kept telling me that Chris, you don't want to do anything else. This is the life you want. And it's been a sacrifice, and I got to give my daughter credit, because they put up with a lot of my that most people would, and so I got to tip my hat to them. The joking part of me says, man, I just don't want to get a real job.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. I think we're all everybody kind of feels that way who get the motorsports bug. It's always, if you can figure out a way to do it for a living, you just got to do it. So.
Yeah, that's right.
Cool.
The crackheads feel sorry for the guys that are into racing, because our sport is way more expensive and way more addicting.
Yeah, it's. I always say, and I don't want anybody to get mad at me when I say this, but I did a T-shirt at Knoxville this year, and it says, "This ain't tennis, sister," and it takes more than a tennis racket and a pair of tennis shoes to do this thing, and so it's a big commitment you have to make to be involved with the sport.
Yeah, it's tough, and once again, on a serious note, for years and years, guys just wish for the opportunity. And in many of my opportunities that I had, even in my own equipment, I felt like I was playing pro baseball with a wiffle ball bat, and looping it out in the center field. And I've always just wished for, the opportunity to come up to bat with a Louisville Slugger, do it right. Even if that opportunity doesn't come, which don't get me wrong, I'm fighting for it every day. I'm still blessed to have been able to stand on this stage, meet the people that I have, and you know what? You'd be surprised, even though a driver like myself is not a mainstream guy yet. You'd be amazed with the people that you can influence and change their lives just because they see somebody chasing their dream. Well, it's good advice, man. I can't.
It's so true.
Absolutely.
Believe it or not, I have
Chris,
I have one of your autographed
it's
right here on
it's been great talking to you. There, we got some other. Candace Muzny is going to be on, and so is Joe Scarborough. We really enjoy having you on, because you're such a great guy. You got a great story, and we're really proud of you for what you're doing with your TV show. And we wish you all the luck in the world. If you want to give it one more plug before we get off, we'd really love to have you do that.
Yeah, shoot. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. I appreciate everything that you guys. Because without you guys, I'm just talking or singing in the shower.
That's right. That's right.
Everybody, check out Chris Laferty's.
You should have asked him. Was that supposed to be a good thing or a bad thing? Listening to him sing in the shower now.
Well, I didn't want to get into that. That's beside the point.
I'm a hell of a singer. You can listen to my radio.
That's right.
All right, we're going to audition you, because I'm going to be out there at Martinsville, Chris.
But you better listen, because I don't mean to my own horn. You can even ask old Ron Hornaday.
Oh God.
Not too shabby. So check out Chris Laferty Motorsports TV. Our official website is LaffertyTV.com. And once again, we're thrilled to be going to the Pursuit channel in 2013. And shoot, man, life is good.
Perfect. Awesome. Sounds great. All right, bud. Well, you have a good one, and we'll check you on the backside.
10-4. You guys take care. Thanks.
All righty. Thank you.
All right.
Cool beans.
Just hit the speaker button once.
All right.
Now,
who do we have on now?
Candace. Now push her line and then push the speaker button.
Where's the speaker button? Right there?
No, this one's good. There.
Candace Muzny.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you, darling?
You got Terry.
How are you?
I'm great.
You got Terry and Jason sitting out there talking with you.
Say what?
I said you've got Terry O'Connell and Jason Langley sitting on the side here talking with you as well as myself.
Oh, great.
Yay!
You guys doing?
Good.
We're all good. We're good. We just had Chris Laferty on and talking about his new TV show, and now we got you on, and we're going to talk about what Candace is up to and what she wants to do. All those kind of cool things. So what's up with you? What's happening?
Not a whole lot. Lately, I ran a couple weeks ago at Hickory. Didn't run very good, so...
Yeah?
I don't know. I actually took a break from racing, and I've been enjoying myself immensely. So I traveled kind of all over half the United States, I guess. Helped my parents with our family business back in Oklahoma City, which was nice.
Oh, that's great.
And so I just got to spend a lot of time with my friends I haven't seen since I started racing 15 years ago, and got to spend a lot of time with my family. It's been nice.
Cool beans. We're logging onto your website now, and we're pulling all the cool photographs up. And so you spent the summer just kind of tooling around, doing the things you wanted to do, kind of a regroup thing. And so are you ready to get back in the saddle and get back after it again?
Well, I mean, like I said, I ran a couple of weeks ago.
Right on. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless I get the right funding, probably not.
Right. Well, it all comes down to that. You have to make a decision whether or not you just want to kind of, as I always say, piddle around with the sport or commit yourself to it. And it always comes down to funding. It really does.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, I have really good guys on your team. You got to pay them full time, and that's pretty much one of your most expensive expenditures.
Absolutely.
Labor.
Absolutely.
So, I don't know. I got a meeting tomorrow night, so we'll see where it goes. I'm not like closing the door on anything. However, I mean, even on my 3 months, whatever, I went out to LA and had some meetings for some stuff out there that could come to fruition. I just, I don't know if I want to do it. It's a great concept, but I don't know. I'm not closing any doors right now, but I've always been an entrepreneur at heart, and I've always loved business. And I learned a lot in racing, and I've grown up in a family business as well. So,
right.
I don't know, something I do, whatever's next, or if I keep in racing. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, whatever it is. I'm kind of like, I got a lot of irons in the fire right now. So we'll just kind of see which one sticks and which one don't.
Absolutely.
So who was your idol growing up?
Huh?
Who's like one of your idols in racing growing up?
Alan Kawicki.
Right. Absolutely.
And Mr. Independent. Good guy.
And I love Shirley Muldowney. I've gotten to meet her like 10 times.
Yeah.
I absolutely adore her. I should have probably went drag race.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
You only drive for 4 seconds. So.
Right.
Well, I know. It's like, gosh, it's so hard to work all day for only that little amount of time. But I used to drag race all the boys in my hometown and for like 3 other states.
What kind of car do you have?
Back then I had a 5.0 Mustang, and then my uncle gave me a 72 Herschel with a 455 big block with a Hirsch shifter. And that's when I really started smoking them.
That's right. Absolutely.
You need to find somebody to find you a 1970 Plymouth GTX with a high performance 440 in there and the full air package.
No, I loved it. It was so much fun. And I did it on a whim. The boys bet on me one night, and I was like, oh, I don't know about that. And I ended up beating the boys, so I was like, and they paid me money, and I'm like, you mean I can make money at this?
That's right.
I was like, hellfire, I'll be here every Saturday night.
Oh, man.
Great. Yeah, I should have probably stuck with that. I probably might have been a little better at it.
Right. So,
but Shirley Muldowney is definitely probably my number one idol as far as female race car drivers go.
yeah, she is really, really cool. Just the road she's traveled down, it's really very iconic. You know, we all should wish we could emulate her in so many ways.
No, I know, right? And then she like gets a car and beats Connie Coletta. You're like, God.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
She's a total. She's cool. I mean, and to have her talk to you for about 10 minutes or 15 minutes, it's pretty cool for a girl racer.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
For sure. So what have you been up to, Terry? What's been going on your plate?
I've just been racing all summer. I spent the summer based out of Knoxville, running sprint cars at Knoxville and all around the Iowa and North Dakota area, and had some good runs, and just working on a lot of other cool stuff, working on my NASCAR program for next year now, and I'm also trying to keep that little all-female racing gig up for the 24 Hours of Daytona, and I know you're familiar with that. So we're heavily involved with a marketing group in LA that's going to help us put that together. So we're just keeping our fingers crossed we can make it happen, so we can go shift some gears in Daytona.
So you left IMG, right?
That's right, absolutely. So
for you.
I know. Well, we want to get you involved with that too, and we got some cool people. Aaron Crocker's kind of is signed on, and so is Natalie Sadler, and just a few other chicks. So we're full on trying to make that work.
No, Roger, you can't wear a wig. Sorry.
Roger's not going to drive though. He can't do it.
I know, I got an offer last weekend to go to Italy and drive a Ferrari. I was like, that sounds like so much fun.
Well, you know what you should have said?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Where's my plane ticket?
Are you kidding me? I was like, let's go.
Let's go, baby.
I know. I'm like, but I don't know. I've just always been in stock cars, so it's like hard to, like I've driven a Lamborghini and I've driven a Ferrari before. I've never raced one, but I've gotten to drive a few of them.
Sure.
But I never really thought about driving different kind of cars just because I've always built stock cars and raced them. But, I like driving anything with wheels, so, whatever.
That's right. And it's not that big a deal. I think a driver's a driver. You just have to learn how to do the technique to whatever different aspects of the sport you do. You'd do fine in whatever you did. It didn't matter if it was stock cars or Indy cars or sports cars or drag racing. Candace, you have the talent and you would do well no matter what you did. So.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Well, good for you. I'm glad you've been running. So what's it like driving a sprint car? I've never gotten to drive one.
Oh, they're great. That's what I grew up doing. That's what I did for 20 years. And it's the first time I've been back in a sprint car in 10 years. And it took me a couple of weeks, but it came right back to me. They're just one of those kind of things you got to really drive them on the gas, especially at Knoxville. It's such a high speed on the gas racetrack that you just gotta buckle up the seatbelts and get after it. But it didn't take too long. Got back going pretty good. So it was fun.
Oh my God, I drive a dirt late model one time.
Right.
I think it's a race day, but I got to drive it. But I like going sideways.
Absolutely, it's fun. A lot of horsepower.
Do you ever catch the brake in a sprint car?
Yeah, well, it depends on what track you're racing at. Knoxville, you really don't run the brake there, but it's kind of a trail brake, almost like at a super speedway where you're trail braking, and you just kind of leave the right foot down and kind of use the brake to kind of get you into the corner a little bit, but you don't use a lot of brake. But it's fun. You just learn to do it. That's one of the things. But on a short track, you use the brake a lot. You kind of haul the thing off in the corner and kind of pitch a little sideways, and you use the brake to kind of turn the car. And but the bigger racetracks, you just don't. You just gas it up and go.
Wow.
It's a lot of fun. 900 horsepower. It's crazy.
See where I grew up. My cousins all ran sprint cars.
Right.
And I'll never forget, they closed down the big mile, right? So I only had like the quarter mile, but the big mile was like, when you see 40 of them guys going, they're 5 wide deep, 5 wide, there was nothing like it.
It's nuts.
And I sold programs and broken in the pits and tried to do everything I possibly could do, but I was just a little tight. I think I started going there when I was 3 weeks old, but it was something else hearing all those motors roar and getting all exciting. But a lot of guys started getting killed there in turn 2, and they'd get sucked up over that one hump, and they finally closed down the big mile. They closed down that track, unfortunately.
Right.
It was not a good decision in Oklahoma City, in my opinion, but they got the one up there in Tulsa.
Right, exactly.
Devil's Bowl down in Texas, and I used to go down there and help my cousin with that in Vegas.
Right on.
Yeah, but I love sprint cars. I just never got to really sit one and go.
Well, maybe we can do that for you next year. Have you come out and do some stuff, because you'd love it. You'd be addicted to it once you did it, though. So it'd be kind of cool.
Sure.
I know.
I would.
I know, it'd be fun. Anyway, So you're still basing yourself out of the Charlotte area?
Yeah, I sold my shop and everything, and my late model I just gotten done rebuilding, and it's beautiful.
Awesome.
It's so pretty. I spend a lot of time on her. And sure, I'm not big on, it doesn't need to look like a show car, but she's pretty.
She's a beaut.
All right, and I didn't hurt her at all a couple weeks ago, and then I got my East car I'm rebuilding right now.
Right.
I'm probably going to sell it. I mean, I wish I could run with them guys. It's just so darn expensive.
I know.
Are you going to try to make Rockingham?
Huh?
Are you going to try to make Rockingham November 3rd?
No. I can't afford it.
Right.
Just flat can't afford it. I mean, you got to have guys that know what they're doing, and it's hard to pay. You can't. You got to pay guys at the beginning of the season, and you got to pay them good if you want good guys.
Absolutely.
You can't try to put something together for one weekend and expect for everything to go the way you want it to when you haven't been doing it week in and week out. You know what I'm saying? And you don't all click. And, it was interesting. I was talking to my old crew chief today, and I really had an amazing team together about 2 years ago. And I had them for 2 years. And it makes, when everybody knows what they're supposed to do and everybody gets along and everybody, has fun doing it. And it just makes it so much easier. And, the stress is kind of gone. Because, especially, this, Terry. I mean, having your own team, you're doing marketing, you're doing press releases, you're doing this. Then you got to drive. Then you got to, make sure you have all the parts in your trailer. I'm putting my brakes on, my rear end in. And, you end up working. I mean, before Bristol, I probably worked 21 hours a day for 3 weeks straight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Did that all summer.
I know that's what it takes, but it's like when you have really good guys in place, you all can work really hard. But you also get some time to, sleep.
Right, exactly. You're exactly right.
Sleep a lot easier, when you have enough rest before you go to the races. And that's all I'm asking for is just some sleep, to be honest with you. But
that's right.
I mean, it does make a difference, it really does. And when you have, I had someone really good a couple of years ago, never had any mechanical failures. Everything was top notch and everything was perfect. And we did work really hard, but we just had a lot more fun doing it because we had 4 or 5 guys working. You had a tire guy. You had everybody in place doing what they were needing to do. And it just, if you don't have that, it makes every difference in the world.
It really does.
For the teammates, for everybody. You know what I mean? And it just makes it just more fun and enjoyable. And, last couple of times I raced, to be honest with you, it wasn't very fun.
Absolutely.
I mean, I hate to say that because I've been a racer for a long time now. But when it's not fun, time to, reevaluate your situation. Or, I mean, if I had funding, I'd be able to hire all the right guys. And it would be so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
It takes money to make that happen, unfortunately. So it's just, I know a lot of great racers, a lot of good guys. It's just, they gotta feed their families too. So
it's true.
At the end of the day. So it's just, just one of the things that everything could change and everything could turn around in a heartbeat. And it's interesting because sometimes I feel like when you hold on to something so strong and so tight, it just and I mean, now I've just kind of been letting go. And some doors have been opening, surprisingly.
Right.
So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what these doors are. And I got to, go kick them open and see what they're all about. And I mean, everything could change in 1 second. And I'm kind of hoping that it does, as I definitely do not want to retire or hang up my hat or be done with racing because I absolutely love it. It's just, it's so emotionally when you are the one that's doing a lot of the work and there's so many variables that can go wrong. And when they don't go right, in Bristol, my heart just busted.
Right.
A million pieces. And I was just so devastated.
Sorry, voicemail you've called.
Just killed my heart, to be honest with you. It absolutely just destroyed my heart. And it takes you a while to get over that.
It really does. It really does.
It sounds like you get a bad connection.
Well, the thing about it, and I think it's something that we're actually talking to Chris Laferty a little bit earlier on about these very same thing that you're talking about the sport. And I'll say it again, this is not tennis. It takes a different commitment personally and also financially to make this project happen than any other sport. Without the money, you just cannot do it. but also the money also. You still have to put the work into it,
Right.
and it's such a difficult sport. But we love it, and we just want you to hang in there and keep digging because
We're behind you.
We're behind you 100%.
Appreciate that. I mean, I got some things I'd like to talk to you about later, Terry. I mean, I had some opportunities come up in LA, and I'm not opposed to doing it. I've always wanted to start my own driver development for
Sure.
when I wanted to have a younger girl, maybe a teenage girl, and you can't get too many girls going on.
No.
You got to get one or two and really help them learn the sport and help them learn how to work on their cars, what it's like, you know what I mean?
Right.
To be able to nurture them in every way to become a great race car driver. And I've always wanted to do that. It's never been done in NASCAR. They've had minority
Right.
diversity, but there's never one been, focused primarily on females. And I mean, I've always wanted to do it, and I've got a couple of girls in mind.
Right.
I got probably 10 in mind, and we could have a little tryouts and the whole 9 yards. And I mean, I'd be pretty picky with the girl that I picked. I'd want the girl that I think has the most heart.
Right.
Because that's what it's going to take. And I mean, I think, back to that conversation, it's just gosh, I have all the will and all the heart in the world, but if you don't have the financial backing, it's just you're spinning your wheels, and you just feel like that at the end of the day, and you're just gosh, why am I doing this? I'm busting my butt and working so many long hours trying to make this possible, and it's just it just gets so darn hard if you don't have enough people, you don't have the right stuff, you don't have the right equipment. I don't care about my hauler. It can look like a pile of crap for all I care. As long as my car looks good and my guys are taken care of, that's really all I care about.
Absolutely.
Trailer, I don't care. But as long as we have everything that we need to be successful, then that's the only thing I've ever asked for, So, I don't know. I mean, I just had to take a step back, and I'm glad that I did. And, it's given me some new tools and some new wheels to turn on, and I'm kind of looking forward to the future and see what happens. I mean, obviously this season is probably shot, which is fine with me. I'm preparing for next year, and we're going to see what happens. And if I don't do this, I'll do something else really cool and really fun, and hopefully make some money finally after 15 years.
No. Well, we will. We'll talk. I'll talk to you about what you just got to putting out there, because we're actually working on some stuff like that, and definitely want to get you involved with that. And we'll see where we can go.
That'd be awesome.
Absolutely.
Hey, you guys, and call me afterwards if you get a chance, Terry. I would appreciate it.
You got it, sweetie.
All right.
All right, love.
Have a wonderful night.
Okay, darling.
Call in.
Keep digging.
All right. Ciao.
Bye. Still there, Joe?
Hi, I'm here.
I heard your GPS talking in the background.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out how to turn it off.
Just turn left.
Power button.
Just throw it out the window. It's all right.
I'm talking on my dumb phone, and I can't figure out my dumb GPS either.
Well, just turn left. It's all right.
That's why I race oval. Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's raced more than oval, though, too.
That's right. He's a road racing dude.
Well, you can go
sure.
right, too, so.
Absolutely.
For that.
So, Joe, this is Terry O. How are you, darling?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
We're good. We're wide open. We're kicking it in here, babe, at the
No restricted
LTR. Absolutely.
As always, wide open.
WA, that's right.
Yeah.
We're in the truck headed down to Charlotte right now. My crew chief Jonathan Mullen's driving. My spotter, Andy Boggs, sitting in the back seat. He's probably playing Angry Birds or something, or solitaire right now. Yeah.
Right.
So,
Right.
got about 4 hours ride ahead of us. We just left out of the shop not too long ago.
Cool.
Down to going out, I guess they're calling it Pole Night or the Southern Slam.
Right.
The name I like to never name I like to put to a race on a quarter-mile track at the end of the season.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we're coming off some good momentum from last week. We had our best run of the year. We finished 6th last week at Caraway in the 37 car,
Cool.
the Atlantic Solar Solutions car. So we're looking forward to it. It's a little bull ring. Motor shouldn't be too big of a deal down there. I don't really expect to qualify all that well, but Max got a really good setup in the car. We're going to try and make that survive the beginning and make that late race charge like we did last week.
Right on, brother. You're a wheel man. I'll call you Smoking Joe there, baby. I know. So anyway, how's the season gone for you? we saw you around here at Langley. You had a good run going. Had a couple of little issues there that kind of took you out.
It's our first year in the series, and there's a few things we've learned that we probably could have done better. We were on a limited budget, so we built a motor that was going to run all year long.
Right.
In this class, most of the guys are running motors, 2, 3, 4 races, and they're pulling them out and stripping them down, and they're making a lot more power that way. And it wasn't in the budget for us. So when we run the smaller tracks, we seem to be a lot more competitive. We run, top 10, like Langley. Langley, we were running really good. We were up to, I think, 4th or 5th before the halfway break.
That's right. That's right.
Got caught in a little skirmish and bent the front end all up, and we still managed to hang tough and pull out a top 10 there, but the car was all bent up, and it really wasn't where we wanted to be. But we've only got, I think, 9 starts in this class. We've got 3 top 10s now, so that's nothing to scoff at. That's we're very proud of that performance. We're doing well.
Right on.
We've learned a ton. If we get another shot to come back at it next year, we know a lot more of what we need to do, and I think if we could get the funding and the budgeting to put it all together, we could definitely be one of the front runners every week.
I totally agree with you, 100%, absolutely. One thing I noticed about you is that you really are very, very smooth, and that's so important with these types of cars. You can't run the tires off of them. You have to pace yourself and get through that 100 laps. That's a big, big problem for some of these guys. They want to run the wheels off of them in the beginning.
Well, I learned a lot of that. From racing, super lates back in the day where you could run any tires, so you put the softest, stickiest thing you could on it and make the car last, and then use up what's left of the tires for the last, 15, 20 laps.
Right.
And then, racing the Rolling Thunder modifieds, the Mad modifieds, the Langley modifieds, you got 500 plus horsepower on an 8-inch tire. If you're not going to be smooth, you're not going to have tires after 30 laps. You can kill those cars really, really quick.
That's absolutely the truth. That's the thing about it.
Yeah. And I've always, admired drivers and really studied them. I mean, I still have Richie Evans' video at the house that I watch, and just, how does this guy, how does he roll? What does he do? Mm-hmm. I had the joke around the shop. It's, what would Richie do? And that's what I try to do. I try to be smooth, try to save the car for the end of the race, keep the wheels on it, and make sure that I have more tire than the other guys at the end. And it's worked for me in a lot of different divisions, really.
Absolutely.
So would you say Richie Evans is your hero?
Absolutely. Nobody did it better.
I thought I was your hero.
Nobody. Well, you're a hero too, but you're a different kind of hero.
Oh my God! I know. It's getting deep around here, Joe.
Yeah, I gotta be politically correct here. They don't invite me back on the show anymore, do you?
That's right.
Joe knows what it's like being on the show. He's been in the seats that y'all have been in. He's been in the cheap seats, as we say.
I know. And a fine job he does when he's on too. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time. We're going to go down there in Charlotte. It's unfortunately it's the last race for this team. This team is closing the doors at the end of the year. They're going to liquidate. So we got a lot of irons in the fire for next year. Got a lot of things. We'll definitely be racing. We very could possibly wind up racing more than I've ever raced, really. So there's a lot of good things going on. And one of the things is when you lose a ride or you lose sponsors, a lot of times everybody goes their separate ways, and you find yourself out in the cold, just holding your helmet and looking for a place to go race. But because the team is shutting down, it's we've all kind of banded together. So I mean, the crew chief, the spotter, sponsors, engine bill, we're all kind of in this together, and it's like having an all-star team that just needs to be put in a uniform. So wherever we go, I'm sure we're going to be very successful because these guys are awesome. I got a great crew chief, great spotter. If you can surround yourself with great people, you're going to do great things, and that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Right.
Absolutely. And you're straight on about what you just said there. It is about putting the correct personnel together and bonding together as a team, because the more you know, the more you grow, and that's what happens when you put a team together and you can keep them together like that. Absolutely.
Absolutely. It is. People watch it. It's always the driver. It's the driver this, the driver that. And I guess they watch football and they blame the quarterback for this and that. But it's a little more obvious when the team falls apart. In a football game, because you can see the defense blow through the offensive line.
Right.
You can see where the play failed and where the team broke down. And in motorsports, you don't see that. You just see the driver going slow.
Right. Exactly.
And we've got the people together. It really is. It's a very, very cohesive team, and we work well together. And it's at that point where especially McMullen and myself, we've worked together for so many years now that
I'll give him feedback, and there are times they say, no, it's not. We're doing this, and the car works.
Absolutely.
So, and it really takes a long time for one as a driver to have that confidence in a crew chief to make wild ass adjustments, scientific guesses, and have that confidence to just go blaring down into turn one, saying, yeah, this will work.
I know, I do.
At the same time, he's got to know me and know what he's looking at. Because, one thing is I do pride myself on being very smooth. So when the car is off, it still doesn't look off. It doesn't look incredibly loose, or it doesn't look like it's very, very tight. Or just, I try to maintain smooth. It just slows down on the watch. But, Mac's the kind of guy, he's begun watching me in the car even. He's like, yeah, I know it's loose. How can you tell? I saw your left elbow once.
Exactly.
But it's I'm looking forward to it. I don't want to see this team end because I think it's been a great ride. We've been together for 6 years. We got 30-something wins, a couple of championships, and we just moved up into a new class that most people, they're lucky if they finish a race their first year out there, and we're clicking off some top tens, and they're looking better every week. So that part's sad, but it's exciting to look into the future as to where we may be and what we may be doing. And there's a lot of opportunity right now, and I'm really looking forward to 2013. I'm just really not in the position to make the mentioning of the who's and whats.
Right on.
But we're not out of the game. We'll be in a different uniform next year, maybe a different class, but we'll be back somewhere doing something.
Absolutely. We always knew you would because you're a racer. You're true and blue to the bone racer, and that's what's going to get you through. If you want it bad enough, you'll stick to it and you'll do it. So.
We're addicted. We're addicted. We're not getting out of it, and we're not splitting up. So it's like I said, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, and having folks like you guys behind us that invite us out to the show and things like that, it's great.
Absolutely.
I want to get back out there and talking to you guys sometime too. But
Absolutely.
so,
What are you doing around Martinsville?
I don't want to be that guy that sits here on the telephone and just rambles away all night long. What is it? What is it you really want to know?
Exactly, Rod. Just spit it out, buddy.
Are you? What are you going to do around Martinsville time? Are you going to be racing, or you got off that weekend?
The Martinsville time, I had kind of had a late model deal in the works, but it's not. We're not going to Martinsville. I ran a call one time out of Langley to fill in for an injured driver, and I don't know if that team was going out there or not.
Right.
Let's try again. How about during the Cup race?
Oh, during the Cup race? I have no idea. I have no idea.
No idea.
I'm rolling the schedule 1 week at a time. We were supposed to run Langley's modified race on Saturday, but there's been some logistical issues within the team that I was affiliated with, so it doesn't look like that's going to happen. But I plan on coming down there. I have my suit and helmet in the car, and I'm probably going to help Hunter Slate now. Do a little crew work for him.
Right. You're like me. I keep my helmet bag and suit with me at all times.
Oh yeah, you gotta take it with you.
You did.
Yeah, she missed out Saturday night. She was told she could go hop into one of the Pro 6s and run.
Yeah, I should have had my stuff, man.
They look like fun cars. I'd like to run one of them. I think that's a great class. They got a good tire rule. The cars are pretty cost effective to operate. Pro 6 looks like a great class. I really think divisions like that are the wave of the future because there's not many things you can buy a big V8 on the highway anymore.
That's true.
So I think that type of class is something that people will eventually learn to relate to.
Yeah.
But just they're spoiled with the V8 Rumble right now.
I know. Yeah, I just spent the season in Knoxville running sprint cars, and you're $65,000 motors. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's the same unit wheel series, and if you don't have that, then you just you're definitely not going to qualify.
Right. It's crazy.
Track conditions go in your direction, then you make that late race charge. But what's difficult about that is you're running in the back and you're running in the middle, and you're running where every disaster happens.
That's right.
There's two things can be said about cars running in the middle of the pack. One, either the equipment's fantastic and the driver isn't. The driver's fantastic and the equipment isn't. And either way, everybody's driving over their head.
That's right. You could not have said that any better. It's the
It's running
truth.
on a ragged edge. Either they're running on a ragged edge of their equipment or they're running on a ragged edge of their ability, and the bad things always seem to happen in the middle of the pack.
Right.
That's really what happened to us a lot in the Whelen Series this year. We got a couple of beats and bangs in the middle there, and then it happened to me out of Langley one night, running in the middle of the pack, just probably having what I would consider my worst wreck in years. Which, I mean, the car, it rolled after that, but
Right. I know it's one of those things that mid-pack deal will always get you at some point. It's going to put you out of the ballpark, and it's going to hurt you, and it's going to tear up your stuff. So it's tough. It's a tough gig, but motorsports is cool no matter how you do it.
Yeah.
High line, low line.
That's right.
Anything that happens in front of you, if your leaders get into a shoving match and start killing each other for position, then you got to miss it.
That's right. That's right.
You know, I miss the days of being out front, staying out front, looking in the mirror and going, "Hey, what was the caution for?"
Yeah. What was that about?
There's any car pile up going into one. Oh, okay, I didn't see any of that.
That's true.
You'll come back to it.
Yeah.
I'll stop the field on the front straight, let them clean it up. Yeah, no, that's I usually got a very close-up view of that sort of thing now.
I know. I totally know. Well, all righty, buddy. We wish you all the luck and be a kamikaze this weekend. Make it happen.
Hey, that's it. It's the last race, nothing to lose, right?
That's right. Don't leave anything on the table.
That's it. Well, we do still have, I think, a very, very remote shot at a top 10-point finish.
Cool beans. We'll do. We'll get the voodoo going and make sure that happens for you down there.
Yeah, I will. Well, you guys will call next week. If you get no space available, we'll let you know what happened.
Absolutely. Be looking forward to it.
Very good. Very good. Thanks for having me on the show.
All right, bud.
All right, Joe. Have a good fun time.
All right, will do. 4 hours to go.
That's right.
Later.
Exactly. All right.
Hey, see you, folks. Be good.
All right, ciao.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Cool. I love Joe Scarborough. I think he's cool. He's one of the cooler people I've ever met in motorsports.
He's one of those guys that he will bend over backwards to help you, and he just enjoys the racing, and he knows a lot of the different things that's happened in racing history.
He does.
Bad part is when you get him and Matt Mullins together on this show, you don't need to have anybody call in.
No call-ins.
They'll just go.
Yep.
Been there, done that. Jeez. We've got some 3-hour shows to prove it too.
Yep.
I'd like to thank everybody for watching Let's Talk Racing tonight, and we will catch you next weekend. See ya!
Ciao.
Bye, baby.
Bye.
Hi, my name is Natalie Sather. I drive the 94 K&N Lady Eagle Safety, where Butler built seats, Bell helmets, hooker harness seat belts, number 94 at South Boston Speedway. Be sure to listen to Let's Talk Racing TV.
I'm Sam Hunt, drive 42 car on the thing, Let's Talk Racing.
Hey guys, I'm Daytona 500 winner Trevor Bain, and thank you for watching Let's Talk Racing.
Hi, I'm Robert Richardson Jr., driver of the number 23 Dodge Challenger for R3 Motorsports in the NASCAR Nationwide Series, and you're watching Let's Talk Racing.
I'm Tony Peter, driver of the number 17 Toyota NASCAR Camp World Truck Series, and you're listening to Let's Talk Racing.
Let's Talk Racing is brought to you by PC Doctors, Computer Sales and Services. This doctor still makes house calls. And also Hampton Incredible Tees and Signs, both located at 1248 North King Street in Hampton, Virginia.